Most beginners trying to get into automation are trying to sell AI automations. And that's exactly why business owners ignore them. Here's the thing nobody tells you. A contractor or a business owner does not wake up in the morning thinking, what AI workflow do I need today? They wake up thinking, I just missed my revenue target for this month. I lost 5 clients because I wasn't able to follow up with them in time because my team was stretched too thin. My competitor has more reviews than me and is ranking higher on Google. So in this video, I'm going to show you the actual automation offer that I would sell to local businesses. What to sell, who to sell it to, and how to explain it so they immediately understand why it matters and why they should pay you for it. Let's get into it. The real problem is not what to sell. It's that the owners don't see why they should pay you. And the cause of that problem is trying to sell tools instead of outcomes. What you want to do is once you have an understanding of what the systems are, what the AI workflows are, what the software and the tools actually do, you now want to translate that into actual problems that the business owner is experiencing and solving those problems and the solutions to those problems. So that could be increasing their revenue. That could be reducing wasted labor. That could be saving them time so they can spend that time elsewhere in their business. But the problems that you talk about need to be problems and pain that the business owner is feeling, not just things that are techie or things that just talk about the software. You will sound like a tech nerd, not a problem solver, not a business expert, not a solution, but just someone who wants to add another subscription to whatever it is that they have going on already. The roofer is going to be thinking about lost quotes, not your AI. So it's really important to hammer this concept down that you're here to sell the outcome, not the tool. Nobody's waking up thinking about software. They wake up because they want results. They want more booked jobs. And it's not a CRM with workflows, right? It's a system that's going to allow them stop losing jobs. It's what will empower them to grow their team. The next thing is you need to understand that there are going to be objections. Nobody's ever going to just offer the willingness to participate as a recipient of your service just because. Now, maybe you're lucky and there's a 1 in a million chance that that happens, which I highly doubt. But they will always have objections. That's worries, that's concerns, and you need to address those upfront, right? They're going to think, for example, isn't their local market saturated, right? Haven't I tapped into all the jobs in my city, in my town, in my county? You need to explain to them that nobody sells this bundles to trades, right? This is something that a lot of local businesses don't set up. There are people still running newspaper ads, right? So you need to be the person who explains to them the importance and the novelty of the solution that you're providing. And you do this ahead of time so that you don't get to the point where you've explained what you do and now they're asking you on the back end. Another objection would be, I'm not technical enough. There are 3 simple systems. They don't have to be an AI developer, and this is why you're there to help them out with this. They don't have to do some software engineering or coding or have a specialized degree for this, because sometimes people think it's more complex than it actually is, but they are simple systems that go a long way in moving the needle and impacting their bottom line revenue. The next thing is, if you're pitching this to a local business owner and you're worried that they'll say no, when you lead with the actual pain points that they feel, one, they feel like you're someone who can understand their problems. That's the first thing. And secondly, if you're using the verbiage and industry terminology, you come across as someone who is also in that market. Tie it up with some learnings from my experience. Anytime you lead with automation, people are just going to look at you lost. Like, what are you talking about? What's a workflow? What's a sequence? What's all these little things? What's API? Like all these things that you don't know the technical terms, that they don't know the technical terms, it's just going to confuse them. It's the same service you're trying to sell when you brand it as AI and automation, because I see a lot of people do this out there. You may see a lot of people who brand themselves as automation experts, and they're just selling tools, they're just selling CRMs, they're just selling all these technical stuff that makes them a commodity. You may be selling the same service, but the reframe is what changes everything and sets you apart from other people. Now, who do you sell these systems to? To be frank, you could sell them to anyone, but depending on where you are, you may have local service businesses you can go to, like an HVAC company, a roofing company, a landscaping company. There are millions of these companies in the United States. And if you're not in the United States, any business that has an inbound driven workflow can work for this business. If you're running a print on demand shop and you run Facebook ads, That's inbound business, right? Because people are going to fill in your forms, give you contact information, and you're going to funnel them through a pipeline. Either call them, either email them, either text them, either WhatsApp them to schedule the next appointment, right? And automations help with that. So no matter what kind of business you have or anywhere you are in the world, if you have an inbound driven business, the system works for you. I don't care if you are a dog trainer. I don't care if you're a solar company. I don't care if you're, as long as you have an inbound driven business, these systems work for you, especially if your business relies on reviews, relies on calls, relies on a calendar. This is where you're going to see the most impact being made with the automation. And these automations are not just toys, it's not just a fancy thing that we do. It's real revenue, real budgets, and real pain points. So here's the simple offer. One system that's in 3 parts. You have a lead response system. This is a system that captures things that would have been missed otherwise, things like missed calls, and it sends them an instant text back. So if, for example, someone searches up a painter in their area and they call this person and that person doesn't pick up, they're instantly just going to move to the next person on the list and they're just going to call them, right? And the person who picks up first, that's the person who gets the job. So if you can set up a system for a business where somebody calls their business, they're not able to pick up instantly, but that client instantly gets a text message, that person is less likely to call the next person in the line because they're like, oh, this company is serious. They received my inquiry and they're going to reach back out to me. So that already is saving them revenue. And then the next thing is review growth. Because if you can automate the review request system, then what you do is you're able to help this company rank higher on Google. So even if they're calling down the list and you're the one on the top. So if they see this company has 500 reviews versus one that has 20, they're going to go with the most trusted one. Everybody looks at reviews when I'm shopping on Amazon to when I'm looking for a spa. Everybody looks at reviews. So you can help them be the one that's ranking on top. And this is very valuable for these kind of businesses. And then the last thing will be follow. A lot of times people get leads, whether from ad campaigns, whether from website inquiries, and they just never do anything with them. They reach out to the client once or twice and the client doesn't answer, or the client is just a tire kicker, moving things down the line, but they don't engage them. They don't nurture them. They don't reach back out to them. They just let those leads die. Why? That is lost revenue. If you can create a workflow to take 300 clients that are inactive from a client's book of business and put them in a workflow that will send them text messages, emails, discount offers, you will be able to convert sales from there and impact revenue for this business. And these are 3 valuable systems. Now that you know just how important these systems are, how would you price something like this? Initially, first you want to have a setup fee. This is the fee that pays you for your build time. It's a one-time fee because you're going to spend time integrating the softwares. If they have a CRM that they're currently using, the CRM is basically a software that they use to host their contact information for their clients, handle communication for their clients. So you're going to basically help them integrate and connect them and set it up. You're going to charge a setup fee for that. The next thing is going to be a monthly retainer, right? This is going to be the cost that you charge to run the system. This is also going to help you get recurring revenue, recurring income for your agency. And the best part about this is it's a system that you build once and you get paid every month it runs, right? You're incentivized to help this business owner make more money and make it consistently using the system, because then they stay subscribed to your service. It's not a system built for exploitation. It's one built to actually deliver value that gives you consistent revenue in return. Now for the sales process, you can either offer them a free reputation audit, you can build them a free website, or you can ask them to schedule a 15-minute demo call with you. So you can do cold outreach, you could do warm outreach, you could run ads. There are many different forms of outreach, but you want to initially give them a free demo to taste test the value from the service. And then you can have a follow-up call with them where you discuss your setup fees and the close. You always want to lead with your pain points and what they're losing by not having this system set up in place, not the software and tools and the fancy gadgets and the fact that it's AI. Now I'm going to share with you the one tool that runs all these 3 systems. It's called Go High Level. Now the reason one person can actually deliver on all 3 of these systems is that they all live inside one tool. You're not switching between 5 different apps or 5 different softwares together. The pipeline, the missed call text back, automations, the review request automations, the follow-up sequences, they all run in Go High Level. And by the way, this entire system is something I've already built in Go High Level. I'll drop my free trial link in the description if you want to give it a trial. I'll just copy the templates that I've built already. This is the dashboard in Go High Level, but I'm just going to move to the pipeline. You can see the pipeline where they can track leads and revenue for their business. You can also see the workflows. So Go High Level is just a one-stop CRM for everything that they need to do. It has a dashboard. They can track their opportunities, which is basically the amount of revenue that they have in their pipeline. What's the value of those jobs and how many of those jobs are there. That's what will determine the entire value of the pipeline. They can move clients through different stages, from a new prospect to one that replied, to one that's booked a call, to one that's already been sold. I also have a list of all the workflows that I built here on Go High Level. We have the appointment confirmation workflows, appointment reminders, some AI bots, billing and onboarding. We have lead capture automations, missed call text back automations, past customer reactivations, and review requests, right? For example, here's the review request automation. First thing it's going to do is, once there's a tag for the job being completed, it's going to wait an hour. It's going to send a text message to request a review from the client. It's going to send an email to request a review from the client as well. It's going to send another email after some time, and then it's going to add a tag based on whether it's been sent, and then it's going to wait 3 days, and then if there's a response, then it ends. If there's no response, it sends a follow-up, and then we're able to loop this automation for the amount of time that we want. And this is just an example of one of the workflows that we discussed. And one last thing before I wrap this up: you have to assume that every business owner that you talk to is skeptical. So when you present this, don't just describe it, show it. You need to show the missed calls. You need to show the text. You need to show the text message firing. You need to show the review requests going out. You need to show the pipeline filling up, because it was never a tech feature that you were selling. It's revenue recovery. It's increase in money in the business owner's pocket. And a one saved job can pay for the entire system. That's the conversation that closes. So now you know what to sell, who to sell it to, and how to price and pitch it. But knowing the offer is one thing. Building it is another. How do I actually build this first piece, the actual automation inside Go High Level? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to show you in the next video.